Thanks for joining us for the Member xCite presentation. The Member xCite presentation is informative, interesting to the audience, and showcases the strengths of the presenter as an entrepreneur and their area of expertise. It's not a sales pitch, it's a 10-minute educational and insightful exploration into what they do. And of course, it's exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our xCite presenter today, Kathleen Ann from Power Up Your Marketing, to present to us on how to get what you really want. Kathleen will share her belief on why most people fall short of achieving their ideal outcomes and, in her opinion, why affirmations don't work. Learn how to fix both these issues with a quick 2-step process you can use over and over again to start enjoying more of what you really want. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for it. Kathleen Ann?
And thanks for the opportunity to do one last xCite. I've done a few over the years, how to charge what you're worth, how to position yourself as the expert, so you can do that. And I've even done xCites on how to do a killer xCite. So we've only got that 10 minutes, as you know, so I'm not going to have time to go into a full extent of what I want to share, but I gave it some thought. And there's a process that I've used in my personal life and business life, and I wanted to pass this concept on to you. I learned it from another coach. I worked under a guy called Michael Lazier. He's the how-to law of attraction guy. Now, whether you believe in the law of attraction or not, it is a law and it does work. So the idea being is that the more you get clear about what you really want, the more the universe is going to help you get it. So my thought process around this was that we don't always get clear about what we want. So it's really hard to get it. So this is about how to get clarity. And I've given you a little handout there so that you can just take a little bit of time, a couple of minutes today, just to start thinking about this process. Because it's, and I'm telling you now at the pointy end of my life, that life is short, it's fast. And if you really want to get what you want along the way, then give it some real thought and get clear, because that's the number one thing. Once you're clear about that, other things can fall away. So what the handout you've got there is, it's how to attract your ideal, fill in the gap. So it doesn't really matter what that ideal thing is that you're working on. I thought Matt was just about to deliver my presentation today. He started talking about the ideal client in those one-to-ones, how to ask for introductions to, get really clear about your end client as well as the referral partners. So you might want to use that today as an example of how to attract your ideal client. You might want to attract your ideal relationship, your ideal retirement activity like I did, and just go through the process. And another thing I know over the years too is that in our brain, just the way it works, it's really easy. Actually it's really hard to think about what we really want, because the process is far easier if we think about what we don't want. And that's why you'll see in your handout there's a column there on side A, what you really don't want. Because those things come to us just like that. Because once you think of that ideal client and all the attributes of that person, but we can also think about the ones that cause us grief, the ones you don't want to pick the phone up to. So once again, if you're going to use it as an ideal client process here, but if you're going to use it as a how to become fit and healthy and stay back after class and see David or Julie if you want a hand with that. But that whole process, if you get it into the positive and then you can think about it in those terms and then begin to attract more of the things that you really want. So think about the things in whatever your ideal client is, fill in that ideal client, ideal relationship, ideal anything, in that top thing. Then think about all the things that you really don't want, and you only have to think about experiences that you've already had to know, don't want that, don't want that. And you would just write them down. And even if you could just come up with a few as a starter today, write a couple down there and then flip it over. It's as quick and easy as flipping it over, because you will be able to flip it into the positive. That will help you what you really do want. And if we use the example of an ideal relationship, say, a life partner, you would like to call that person in, and you think about yourself, and if you put in the list of things about what your experiences of the ones that didn't work out, you might sort of think, oh, well, my ideal relationship would be, I don't want a relationship with somebody who smokes. Let's just use that as an example. Flipping it over, it's not just to say somebody who doesn't smoke. That's a sort of a negative sort of limited thing. The positive part of somebody who doesn't smoke is somebody who values their health and fitness. So put it in those terms, because at the end of the day, you're going to have this lovely picture with these very positive words about all the attributes that would make the ideal fill in the blank. So if you use this, as I say, for whatever process that you're going through, it's about being clear. And then once you're clear, you can forget about the rubbish. I don't want you to dwell on all that negative, what you don't want stuff. It's just to get the clarity around what you do want, what you really want. And one of the other things that happens too is as we begin to attract that ideal fill in the blank, sometimes they're going to fall short of what it is that you had in mind. So keep that list, because once you get another one of, I don't want that, add it to your list. And the closer you get to the ideal, the more ideal people are going to be turning up in your life, attract a factor. So that's my tip out of all of this, is to get really clear, come down to the fact that you could use this for anything and everything, and as an automatic thought process, you begin to move more and more to bringing all that fun and joy into your life, and just quickly out of the grief that can come about, dwelling on the negatives. And the other thing too is celebrate when you get really close to your ideal. Sometimes we get a bit fed up about it. We think, oh, not again, it hasn't worked, I've got this, I've fallen short again. No, celebrate the fact of how very near you are to getting that ideal. And then, of course, the more you get of that, the more natural it becomes, the more automatic, and the more that those things come out. So I don't know whether that's got you thinking about some of the ways to get more of what you really want. And the other thing I wanted to share today was about affirmations. And they've been around for a long time. And I always used to think, you've got this whatever statement that you're making. And once again, let's use the health as an example. And standing in front of the mirror, if you, if you're feeling out of sorts, you don't feel like you've got the health that you want, you're looking in the mirror and saying, oh, I'm a well and healthy, vibrant, slim, attractive person. And that person looking back's going, no, you're not. No, you're not. So whatever that little, monkey chatter we get, if we tell ourselves something that we really don't believe, we get this little reminder that, nah, we're just kidding. And then that detracts it totally from what we really do want. So my tip here is, you can say that affirmation. You don't change your affirmation, but begin it with, I'm in the process of being, attracting, doing whatever. Now, when you're standing in front of that mirror and saying, I'm in the process of becoming, trim, taut and terrific and healthy and well, and you're telling yourself that, and that self says, yes, you are. You are in that process. So keep going. So that's how affirmations, I believe, can work. But if you tell yourself fibs, then you're going to come straight back and say, liar, pants on fire. And it won't work. So that's just to round up for today, something that might help take you forward. It's all about how you think, and it's all about helping you understand how your brain works, and acknowledging that there's room for improvement all the way along the line. One other takeout, this is my tip, the end of my career, and I've loved every minute of being a business coach and coaching people, and I wouldn't be doing that if I didn't have coaches. So my tip is, find a coach, anybody who has done what you want to do, not somebody who's read a book and thinks they know it all, but somebody who's done what you want to do, hire them, get them to help you with that next stage or phase, and then continue to do that. There's more and more out there, and the quicker you go, fail fast, fail often, get people to help you along the way, stand on the shoulders of giants. It's all not new. We've all learned it from somebody, and we take it forward and include it in the way that we go ahead. But that would be my tip is, one of your call outs here, ask for somebody who can coach or help you do a very specific thing, and be that expert person who gets that thing done, not the generalist, So that's my other wish for you. Find people to help you along the way. Great big BX community. If they don't know it, they know someone who does.